Friends, hi, hello, how are you? Welcome back to the Curvy E Chronicles. Today we are doing 5 of my favorite crockpot recipes. Let's get into it. We are going to start off with a copycat zuppa toscana soup recipe like the one you get from Olive Garden. I am chopping up some garlic. This is a head of elephant garlic from when we were planting. I did save one for us to try. It's really good. It's not as strong of a garlic flavor. It's more mild, but it's really good. And then we're going to chop up a yellow onion. Once we're done chopping those up, we are going to put our Italian sausage in the pan and to brown up some. We're not going to fully brown it because it is going to cook in the crock pot. While that is browning up, we are going to dice up about 5 to 6 red potatoes. Just depends on how much you like potato in your soup. I like it because it's hearty and it makes the soup just that much more filling. Once we get to a certain good point on our sausage, we are going to add in our onions and our garlic and let that cook down some, usually about 2 to 3 minutes, just to let everything kind of release its flavors and all that. While that is cooking down, we are going to make our chicken broth. I am using Better Than Bouillon chicken. 4 cups of broth equals 4 teaspoons of that. So then we're going to add our sausage, onions, and garlic to our crock pot that has our potatoes in it. And then we are going to season salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, and then I did go in with a little bit of garlic salt. Poured in my 4 cups of broth. When reading the recipe, I loosely follow. It does say that you want the potatoes covered, so I did add in another 1.5 cups of water just back into my measuring cup. I did not make more broth. So we're just going to mix that up, and then we are going to pop the lid on, and we're going to let this cook on low for about 6 hours. The house smelled amazing. When we get to about 30 minutes before serving time, we are going to make my copycat Olive Garden breadsticks. So I just get these breadsticks at the bread store and then melt some butter and garlic salt, top that on there, pop them in the oven at 350 for about 20 minutes. Once we get the breadsticks in the oven, we are going to add in our kale, because this does have kale in it. And then we are going to add in about 2 to 2.5 cups of heavy whipping cream. I do just eyeball this because I know it's roughly about half of this container that I like to put in there, and just kind of toss it in there, and then we will stir everything in to combine, and we are going to let this cook an additional half an hour. So that's why we start the breadsticks first, is so that they can get done and be cooled by the time we eat the soup. But the fun thing about this is once this is all done, we're actually going to switch it over to high for 30 minutes. I just kept track of my phone. But this is a house favorite and was perfect on a cold fall day. Next up, we go into one of the easiest. It is my barbecue meatballs, and the secret special ingredient beyond the barbecue sauce is, in fact, wait for it, grape jelly. If you've never made these meatballs for like an appetizer or a snack, you need to, number 1, and number 2, they're great for a meal. So I just made these. It was the kids and I for dinner. So frozen meatballs, about 1.5 cups of barbecue sauce, cup of grape jelly, and normally I serve this over rice, but the kids weren't feeling rice, so we just ate them as is. Super, super easy, and I cooked it on low all day, about 6 hours. Next up, we are going to do a pot roast. So I am doing some garlic and then some carrots. This is a rump roast. There was rump roast on sale at my local grocery store, so we popped that in there. Some garlic salt, bump the camera, salt, pepper, brown gravy mix. This kind of gives it that nice gravy when it's all done cooking. And then this is a packet of Lipton onion soup mix, and I tell you guys, it's so delicious. And then of course a stick of butter, and I did put a 1/4 cup of water in there. We're going to cook this on low for 8 hours. Also this night we did a double crockpot recipe, so I just plugged in both, but we're going to do a dessert one. So this is 2 cans of apple pie filling. I've had these in my pantry that need to be used, and then we're going to top that with a smidgen of salt, stir that in because the salt balances the sweet, and then we're going to top it with some cinnamon. Then we're going to take a box spice cake mix. Like I said, this one's super easy. And we're going to take half a stick. Nope, just kidding. It's a full stick of butter. And we're going to pour that in. We're going to mix those together till it gets crumbly, almost like a crumble topping. And once that is all nice and combined, we are going to layer that on top of our apple pie filling. I do deviate from the recipe and add in my own little secret ingredients because I absolutely love them, and this cooks up to be really rich and really decadent. So my secret ingredient here beyond the salt is some caramel syrup. Oh my Lanta, does it make it so good. And then to top it off, I add a little bit more salt just because it balances out the sweet, because this is a heavy sweet. So 2 hours on high and this will be ready by the time dinner comes. So I just made some mashed potatoes to go with our pot roast. It was to die for, so delicious. Everybody ate the whole thing. And then of course some vanilla ice cream with our Crockpot. I don't even know if you want to call it apple dump cake, but this is good. It is very rich though, so keep that in mind. And for our final recipe, this one is a house favorite. It is salsa ranch chicken pasta. So we take a can of cream of chicken soup, about a cup of salsa, and I make this enough that I eyeball it, a healthy serving of garlic. We're going to mix that up. We're going to toss in our frozen chicken. Yes, I did say you can use frozen chicken. Put our mixture over the top, and we are going to put this on low for 8 hours because my chicken is frozen. If my chicken were thawed, I'd do it for 6 hours just so it doesn't dry out. When we get about 30 minutes from mealtime, we are going to cook our pasta. And while the pasta is cooking, we are going to shred our chicken. Your hand mixer is your best friend. Then we're going to add in the best parts, the ranch, about a cup and a half of ranch. And then because I'm lazy and I didn't want to get a spatula, about half a container of sour cream, which is about a cup. Once we get that all in there, we are going to mix it all together. Yes, just right like that. Pour in our pasta, mix that all in nice and good, and then we're going to put the lid on for about another 30 minutes and let it just kind of thicken up. And when I tell you this is a house favorite, it's a house favorite. But I hope you enjoyed all of these recipes. Let me know if you try any of them. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, remember to spread kindness like glitter. Bye!